Hey friends! V here with a little keyboard cleaning video for you all. Today I'll be properly cleaning my Kuromi keyboard from Akko. If you're interested in buying this keyboard yourself, check out the link in the description. Without further ado, let's get into this. The first thing we're going to do is carefully take off each keycap with a keycap puller. You can find these for pretty cheap online or sometimes in your local tech store. You don't need anything too crazy, but it will help you a lot with taking off the keycaps. Please don't use your fingers. Make sure you get a picture of your keyboard beforehand. The last thing you want to do is forget where every key goes. Not that that has ever happened to me. When it comes to the larger keycaps like the shift key, spacebar and such, try to pull those out with your fingers once every other key has been taken off. You'll end up spending a while trying to yank it off with a keycap puller. Seriously, just use your fingers for this. On that note, don't just yank out the keycaps. I cringe to even imagine that. Take your time, be gentle. Ugh, gross! As you can see, I clearly haven't cleaned this keyboard in a while. Lots of crumbs, hairs, and grease. I got this keyboard during the holidays of 2022, and it definitely needed some love. Don't let it get this bad, please. Carefully place your keycaps into a bowl. We'll be making keycap soup out of this later. A little love for the spacebar design. And of course the adorable little Kuromi on this enter key. At this point, I started to fill the bowl with lukewarm water and dish soap so it can soak. I'd personally recommend soaking it for at least 20 minutes so all that grease, hair, and crumbs can loosen and leave the crevices. However, you can soak it for less time if you're in a rush, or longer if you have extra greasy fingies. After a bit of a soak, I went through and started gently scrubbing individual keys with an old toothbrush. Try not to be too rough on the keys when you do this, so you don't ruin anything. I tried to get into the crevices as much as possible, so don't be afraid to get in there and scrub. Now, enjoy some key soup ASMR. While the key soup continues to soak, I went in with my electric air duster to remove any loose dust, crumbs, or hairs. You can buy these dusters for anywhere from 20 to 50 USD on Amazon. Mine was about $30 and works fairly well, although the battery life isn't super long on high speeds. I'll link the air duster in the description in case you're interested in getting it. If you don't want to spend all that money on an air duster, you can just get a can of compressed air from your local Walmart. However, an air duster is good for the long term and many more uses, especially if you clean your keyboard often. Which you should. Once I hit all the places I could with the air duster, I moved on to scrubbing it down with a slightly damp Q-tip. Now when I say slightly damp, I mean it. Don't soak it. It's not necessary. Any liquid getting into your switches could damage the internals. Seriously, be careful. I sort of gently scrubbed with the Q-tip between all of the switches, one row at a time. You really just want to do your best to get any grime in there that needs scrubbing. Don't overthink it. Take your time and really get into those hard to reach areas. Make sure to periodically dampen your Q-tip again or grab a new one. Trust me, they get dirty pretty quickly. There will be places that your Q-tip is too large to reach. That's okay, we'll get to that in a bit. One thing I forgot to show was cleaning the baseboard. Just get that damp Q-tip and make sure to rub off any grime from the outer part of the keyboard. Yes, we touched that part too, and it does get dirty. Trust me, the sound scares me too. At some point, I realized that I did not remember to purchase a proper brush to brush off the keyboard. Again, this is another little tool that you can get off of Amazon or at some local tech stores. You can't just use a toothbrush too though. That's what I had to do. Be careful not to scrub too hard, but also don't be afraid to get where it really needs the extra love. The brush sort of just helps us get into those hard to reach places. Now your base should be nice and clean. After you're done doing the scrubbing, now it's time to drain your soup. Be careful not to just toss it in there. Give it a good rinse. Get all of the soap out there. Now it's time to dry those bad boys. Lay them all out, and expect it to take a while. Try your best not to cut corners. The last thing you want is to place wet keycaps on top of your beautiful switches. Obviously, water plus electronics equals bad. Now it's time to put the keycaps back on the keyboard. It might help to have the keycaps laid out in the orientation they're meant to go in. Make sure you have that picture you took earlier for reference. This is my favorite part, but only because the feeling of sliding a keycap onto a switch is relaxing. While you're brainlessly putting keycaps on, pay close attention to keys that may look right whether it's upside down or right side up. Keycaps tend to have a lip to it that will indicate which way is the right orientation. If you're unsure, refer to the keys around it that have a clear orientation. And good luck. Now she's all clean. I prepared a little sound test for this keyboard and my newly purchased clicky keyboard for your hearing enjoyment. If you enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe so you can keep up with any future videos I make. Until then, laters!